What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing yet another collaboration beer, this time between Hop Butcher for the World, and they're out of Chicago, Illinois, and the Slice Beer Company, and they're out of Lincoln, California, and this is their Farmed Fresh. So they're calling this one a Citra, Ekuanot, Strata, and HBC-586 hopped Double IPA that comes in at 8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed time of review. This can is just over 3 weeks old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to Hop Butcher for hooking me up with this one. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail boxing video I did that contains all the goodies they hooked me up with. And this is the last of the current box that I am reviewing. And full disclosure, I've had this one before. They actually sent me a couple boxes in late 2020 when my channel was on hiatus that I ended up drinking the vast majority of those beers off camera. So I had this one. I gave it a 4.25 out of 5 on Untapped. And I said basically it was stone fruit heavy with a little bit of like a lemon citrus kick, and it had a big floral note to it. That's what I posted on Untapped. Do I really remember it? Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Not going to read the tasting notes until the end if I remember. My last review, the Extra Jardinera, I purposely didn't read those tasting notes. A little bit of a troll on Gloomy Sheeper, who is a viewer of mine who always calls me out on not reading the tasting notes. I even, at the end, I'm like, oh yeah, tasting notes, and then I don't read them. It wasn't because I forgot. It was on purpose. A little bit of a troll to you, Gloomy Sheeper, because this is the Beer Patrol. We got to troll a little bit. Anyway, crack this one open. I will hopefully remember to read the tasting notes. I mean, I forget sometimes. That time, though, totally on purpose, which is great. Give it a pour here. Yeah, that's pouring out like, Hop Butcher juice for the most part. But this is with Slice Beer Company, so I don't know. Maybe their beers pour out like this, too. Try to make sure. Oh, man, that smells good. That smells and tastes good. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's juice from Hop Butcher, that deep honey orange color, yellow orange color, very murky and turbid, about a finger, slightly over a finger of this off-white, super creamy looking head. I mean, what can you say really about most of Hop Butcher beers? More often than not, they look like this, sometimes a little bit lighter, but yeah. Yeah. So, this is not smelling like the Untapped check-in, I guess. I'm getting huge, like, big, like, honeydew melon and, like, cantaloupe. Like, definitely big melon vibes to this one. Oh, yeah. Lots of melon. Little bit of, like, a touch of a nondescript red berry. There's underlying citrus, and it is leaning, like, lemon, lime, more so than orange and, like, tangerine and grapefruit. There's a little bit of, like, a floral slight, like herbaceous, almost dankness, a touch of like a kind of like a weedy quality. And when I say weed, I'm not, in this instance, I'm not saying marijuana, more like you're pulling weeds, outside in the garden or whatever, more like that. Yeah, it smells pretty good. It smells juicy, it smells fruity. It's a little bit reserved in its overall sweetness and intensity of the juicy notes, but it smells pretty fucking good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody, and thanks again to Hop Butcher. That's nice. That's real nice. So easy to drink. Now, one thing I didn't mention, I usually mention this in their collabs. Their collaboration double IPAs are 8%, so 7.5. Don't know why that is. If you watch this review, Jeremiah or anybody from Hop Butcher, let me know. Is there a reason for that? Just curious. So body on this one's higher side of medium, a little bit more at 8%. The mouthfeel is so soft and smooth. Not necessarily creamy, but it's so soft and smooth and inviting. There's carbonation here, but it's like a mild to moderate carbonation. It's not like undercarb, but it's just like it allows that soft smoothness to kind of envelop your palate, and I really dig that. So right from, I'm actually hit with a pretty big blast of like lemon. And that's what I remember this one having, is that like lemon kind of character. And it's like a slightly candied, but not like lemonade. Maybe a little bit like a lemonade, but it's not like that sweet, just kind of reminiscent of it. That's right at the forefront for me. Right after that, there's a lot of that melon. Ripened honeydew melon, a little under-ripened cantaloupe. Definitely melon heavy for me. And then right after that, there's a kiss of stone fruits like peach, mango, apricot. You could probably say any one of them. I would lean more probably towards like mango in this instance, and not so much. I think I said peach, apricot on Untapped, but I feel like this batch is a bit different than last batch. At least, again, when I'm going off my Untapped check-in and kind of what I'm remembering about it, I think this is a little different. Yeah, a little different. It finishes with that weedy component, like pulling weeds, grassiness. There's a little bit of like a dankness there, touch of a floral vibe. This one finished more floral, but it's more of like a weedy type of dankness. It actually has a approaching moderate bitterness and a semi-dry finish. So I feel overall this beer is one of their less sweet kind of double IPAs. It's very drinkable, extremely drinkable. Like, I'm crushing this and I'm loving the flavors on it. There's an underlying like crackery malt, almost slightly bready malt sensation on the underlying on the palate. It's really carrying all those hop characters to the forefront. This is really nice. And now, like, the finish is, I'm like, you just got done eating a piece of like honeydew melon. That's what I'm left with. Yeah, this is nice. I gave it a 4.25 out of 5 on Untappd for the last batch. And this one, definitely in that same vein for me. So a different beer characteristic-wise of what I had last time, but I like it just as much. So I have no problem giving Farm Fresh, the collab between Hop Butcher and Slice, I'm going to give this a high 4.25 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.3 out of 5. So in that same vein of a really tasty, good, well put together double IPA. And this is one of the more drinkable double IPAs I've had from them, certainly as part of a collab. Tasting notes. Hey, I remembered. Okay, so they're going to go juicy tropical. I can see where they're coming from. I don't think it's as juicy on the palate, but I see where they're coming from. So I get that. Fresh citrus. Yeah, I said I got lemon, but it wasn't as big as it was last time, but I'll allow it. And then last is sweet mango. Sure. Yeah, I said it was more mango in the taste. Again, they're going juicy, fresh, and sweet. Like, I feel like looking at these tasting notes, I'm thinking like this is going to be a super juicy, sweet, kind of just like punchy in the face type of like a fruit explosion. And it's not so much that. I think it's like more reserved in its sweetness and more of those fruits, but not like an overbearing sweetness or juiciness. I just feel like you're getting the raw characters or the raw taste of those fruits. So I don't necessarily agree with all of the tasting notes here, but yeah, I see all of them to some degree. Anyway, Farm Fresh, 4.3 out of 5. Price and availability, I think beers like this from them are $15-16 a 4-pack in the Chicagoland area. If you see distro of any Hop Butcher stuff, you're probably going to pay more than that, whether it's online and again, they're online here, they're online in Europe. But we've had some recent Hop Butcher stuff show up here, Normalize the Signal and Megabyte. And I don't remember what they were, but I think it was like $5 to $6 a can, something like that. So you're going to pay a little bit more if you get them in your neck of the woods. But locally, for no more than $16 a 4-pack, like, that's a good deal. And availability, like I said, all over the place now. If you want Hop Butcher, you can get it. Oh yeah, 8%. I like, outside of the body mouthfeel being pretty fucking good. Yeah, this, like, you don't get any astringency from the alcohol. Like, there's no noticeable detection on your palate. Like, oh, I'm drinking a super boozy beer. No way. Not even warming in the chest. So 4.3 out of 5. Farm Fresh, Hop Butcher and Slice. If you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Appreciate Hop Butcher sending me, all the beers they do. They're a lot of fun to review, and even if I don't like them, I still appreciate the chance to try them. And luckily for me, most of their beer is top tier, delicious shit. So yeah, this is another one in that vein. So not much more to say about it. As of we speak right now, I have one Hop Butcher beer that I've been saving, and I will be reviewing it probably in a day or two. We'll see. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. To the next one. Cheers.